Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to a Friday edition on this here Reaction Vibrations on this here Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up the masters out large all over the place, guys. Big up yourself. One time for definitely be the part of this here Vibrations. Don't forget, guys, to click the thumbs up button, click the like button. I would appreciate that right there. And subscribe. Subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations when they tend to come through right there. Subscribe, brothers and sisters. Of course, that is the vibe. You must appreciate it. Helping this channel to grow further and further in that regard right there. Of course, I'll only be doing one reaction today, guys, because it is Friday. Of course, I don't want to bombard you with the vibrations too much of the reaction. Go out and breathe in the oxygen, man. Go and take a walk around the trees and prance like Prancer. It's Prancer, not is a reindeer. Prance like a Cinderella in the rainforest, man. My goodness, Friday, guys. Of course, enjoy the vibrations today. And of course, let us get into the vibrations for the day right now. Of course, we're seeing this very sentiment, guys. Something that is going to take place tomorrow, August 10th, in Good Hope. Good Hope, Good Hope, brothers and sisters. And of course, it's a public meeting and engagement with the people on national issues. I think that is vital. Because, brothers and sisters, one thing when you're saying, okay, I don't know this and I don't know that. I had an argument today with an individual, that individual most likely watching this video today, on the whole situation involving the thought process about, you know, Democrats and Republicans. And I'm asking them questions. And not for the life of them, they can ever answer me. Well, I decided, you know what? You don't answer me, well, I'm going to pinpoint you, man. I'm going to corner you in every aspect. Until he had to answer me and he said he doesn't know. How can you be in support of somebody you don't know their policies, you don't know nothing of that sort? But just because the person is black, you decide you want to support that person, really? Not even knowing if that person is for you or against you, because you don't even know what that person has done, much less to know what they will do. Brothers and sisters, we have to wake up, man. Wake up from the slumber. It's important. And keep in mind, brothers and sisters, I'm saying on both sides, it's important to know where both sides stand. Very important. Or you'll make decisions based on what you feel, not necessarily what is logical. And when you make decisions on what you feel, brothers and sisters, chaos will surely come to pass when it comes to that situation, because you have the wrong set of people in positions leading you. Well, the best of men, I remember when I did the reaction of the brother, yesterday it was, I believe yesterday, yeah. Yesterday it was when I did the reaction of Mr. Delbert Paris. And he ended something very, very, man, that was absolutely flawless. The way he made that statement, brothers and sisters. There will come a time when the best of us will be given the position to do the best for the country. The best of us will finally, because we have people in the position in Dominica that is doing absolutely irrevocable madness. And for the sake of not betterment of the people, you know, guys, they'll come and give you cement bag. They'll come and give you $300, $400, brothers and sisters, not on the benefit of that of which you are voting for. So they can set up policies that would enhance and elevate the people. Brothers and sisters, I keep asking the question, I say, but brothers and sisters, but tell me something now. What has your power done to elevate your standing? What have they done to elevate your standing? There's another business that has closed, brothers and sisters. Another business that was closed. I was actually going to check this one later, but it seems like it's flowing well, brothers and sisters. It's slow flowing well. It's unfortunate. The very economy, brothers and sisters, the very economy is destroying businesses in Dominica. And of course, as indicated right there by 93K Studios. Important notice, dear friends and valued clients, after 8 wonderful years of capturing the beauty and joy of Dominica and of its people, 93K Studio is embarking on a new chapter. It is with a combination of gratitude and bittersweet emotions that we announce we will finally be closing our operations here in Dominica effective August 31st, 2024. Now, that could be many reasons. Maybe they decide, okay, we have done our stuff in Dominica. Let's go somewhere else to see if we can do it. Most likely that is the case when it comes down to businesses in Dominica, because they cannot elevate and they cannot be sustained, brothers and sisters, in Dominica. There's only a handful, because there's a handful of money that's circulating. So a handful of businesses will always strive or survive, I would have to say, right there. Your unwavering support, they are saying, kind words and trust has kept us going over the years, and it means a great deal to us. We are truly grateful for every opportunity we had to work with you and for the incredible and precious moments we shared together. Thank you for making our years with you special We will cherish the memories and hope to join you again in the future during special occasion seasons. Interesting. So it seems like they are pulling back from running their normal business, but will be doing it on a call basis, so to speak. Like if, we have our operation running, sometimes we get business, sometimes we don't. But it seems like when there are seasons and occasions of that sort, then they, of course, will be willing to reach out so that they can provide their services to individuals. Right there. In the nature of the Caribbean. I was thinking maybe they're going overseas, but that doesn't sound like they're going overseas. The ending part doesn't sound like it's overseas. They're going. Another business is closing down in Dominica. Brothers and sisters, we have to be mindful of this situation. Therefore, this is why it's so important for the people of CHASES, Deeper, Good Hope, Saint-Sauveur, Petit Soufriere, and all the neighboring communities to go there and engage on national issues. I think that's vital. And it's not just for them, though, brothers and sisters. It's for the others as well. If DLP wants to do the same thing too, they need to do this. But it seems like when DLP having a rally, there's no engagement on national issues. None at all. They are the ones literally causing the national issues in the first place. Boy, I tell you, it's truly something else. Hopefully, individuals definitely show up and show out for that one. Talking about show out and show up, brothers and sisters. We have this individual right there in a swimsuit. All right. You wondering who is this? There's another one right there. As you can pretty much see, it's Olympics right there, brothers and sisters. Of course, this individual is none other than Dominican female swimmer right there, Jasmine Schofield. And of course, according to Embrace Dominica, let's give a big round of applause to Dominica's national swimmer. National swimmer? Doesn't she live overseas? Anyways, let's leave that alone right there. But of course, well, I guess, she's part of the national community. All right, Jasmine Schofield, who had a personal best and set a new national record during the Paris Olympics 2024. Of course, I have to give a thumbs up for that. Give a thumbs up for that, guys, for Dominicans breaking their record. Yet again, national record right there. Of course, we had Denick Luke breaking the record, and we have another one breaking the national record. So kudos to the individuals for definitely doing their thing right there. Of course, she swam a personal best of 29 seconds 91 seconds in the women's 50 meters freestyle to finish in third place in her meet on August 3rd right there. That was about 6 days ago. Yes, about 6 days ago, guys. She did it. I'm just now seeing this stuff right there. Here's a nice side note. Jasmine is the first female swimmer to represent Dominica since 2000, when her mother, Francilia Agar, swam at the 2000 Sydney Games. Interesting, I think. No, it's the male swimmer's father that was Dominican. So, yes, guys, another Dominican. They're definitely doing their thing right there. So keep in mind, brothers and sisters, Dominicans have been going to the Olympics for quite some time right there. It doesn't seem like maybe the mother won anything, but it's good to see the elevation in the next generation right there. Of course, breaking the national record of Dominica when it comes to the situation right there. So kudos to her, kudos to her mother, kudos to her team. And like I always indicate before, some way, somehow, Dominicans definitely need, maybe some way, brothers and sisters, that we need the facilities and the system that is not, of course, that is definitely tuning for the reaction I'll be doing a bit later on Sunday. Not a reaction, the podcast I'll be doing with none other than Mr. Jerome Roman right there, guys. Tune in on Sunday around, is it 6 o'clock? Yes, skip at 6 o'clock. No. Yes, 6:30, brothers and sisters. Tune in to that time right there for that very interesting, very, very powerful. Man, I tell you, just listening to what went on back in the day, brothers and sisters, to what was engulfed in and then pushing forward. Jerome Roman made a very, very important point, and I think every Dominican needs to listen to that podcast right there. I think that is the way forward for Dominica. Very apt point, cannot be mistaken, because that system was back then, and I think we definitely need that once again. It's not just about the facilities and the resources. Jerome Roman broke that down for me, guys, and of course I was very much happy to have listened and understood his journey right there. And of course, speaking about Thea and a number of things in that regard, getting the gold medal and whatever, brothers and sisters. But let's continue with that regard right there. Of course, we have another sentiment in Dominica. Now, it's very interesting when I'm pinpointing this, and I say I wish Dominicans could do things in Dominica and have the facilities and what have you. But it's another thing when you have the facilities in Dominica, but it's not being handled by Dominicans. Don't get me wrong, guys. I think it's a good thing if individuals from overseas want to come and help and whatever. But best of this thing, Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue, and the Green Economy, OECS, young farmers on the move. OECS young farmers visit the 1 Mile Agricultural Station and the Tissue Cultural Laboratory. Tissue culture? Really? I mean, tissue culture, basically. In the North Agricultural Region earlier this week as part of the activities right there. And of course, as you can see, I think that's what they told me. I think this was on Wednesday. Individuals were telling me about it, but I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it for that one. Ready. But of course, I got some pictures, guys. And you understand why my sentiment has been made right there when you see the pictures. Okay? You don't understand it yet? Maybe you get in a grip. Understanding bit by bit yet? Nothing yet, brothers and sisters? Nothing? You getting it? No? Yes? No? No, not yet? Maybe, brothers and sisters? Okay. Well, my issue here is not necessarily the Chinese that are doing it. My issue here is that we are not seeing any of the local farmers. Guys, can you believe that in Dominica, we have foreigners teaching Dominicans or the younger generations how to do farming and agriculture, or teaching them about it? In Dominica, an agricultural nation. What about the farmers, brothers and sisters? Wouldn't we have more pride? Wouldn't it be more pride to see our own farmers teaching the next generation about this? But it seems like they are giving precedence to individuals overseas. Does that sound like a government that actually cares for you? I mean, come on. I see they have different plans and this kind of things. They're showing the individuals great or whatever. That's nice and so forth and so forth. Nice plans and, measures that of which they can use. Don't you think that they should? I don't know. Asian folks are teaching Dominicans in Dominica about planting. Nothing wrong with learning techniques, nothing wrong with learning these things, but at least, having the farmers. I remember speaking to Mr. Coffee, Glenroy Soso Coffee, man, on that and what they used to do back in the day, and how scientific, brothers and sisters. Man, you guys need to listen to that Glenroy Soso Coffee podcast on BrBpTV as well, because that one is very powerful. What was happening back then? And while he was talking to me, I was like, bro, that is no longer agriculture, what you're saying there. This is science, bro. This is literal going in the lab and doing a number of things so you can benefit farmers and the soil and how to produce and all these kinds of things they used to do back then. Sending things overseas and they knowing how to interpret it and all these kind of things there. Today, we have Asian folks teaching local Dominicans up in Walmart, man. That is truly something else, man. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I'm just saying, alas. Where are the Dominicans, man? Where are the Dominicans to teach the youth? Where are the Dominicans to pass on the Dominican knowledge? In farming, what my goodness, boy. Guys, to me, that is truly something else here. Alas. Talk about alas, brothers and sisters. Somebody sent me this video right there. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this, guys? Do you think it's okay? Are you saying they should involve more Dominican farmers in these kind of things to teach the youth? To teach them something,
And right now, Mr. Speaker, if you go...
Boy, hey, it's from lack of farmers to people in parliament just talking nonsense.
And right now, Mr. Speaker, if you go outside there and you just send a stone anywhere in Dominica, you're going to hit somebody for a degree.
Okay, it's one thing to send a stone and hit somebody, okay? And then, hey, you have a degree now, Mr. Stone. I'm sure he did not mean that practically, he didn't mean that in the practical sense. Although he can mean that theoretically, because there's no meaning behind it. You can send a stone and hit anybody, and you most likely find somebody for degree. Okay, let's say that is accurate, and no harm was caused. You send a sponge stone. Are these people able to use their degrees in Dominica? Are they able to use the degrees? How many people have gotten degrees in Dominica? You remember growing up in college, but in Dominica State College and a number of places. Maybe that's what you're talking about right there. But remember going to school and then you do certain things and the thing you learn in school has nothing to do with the job that you're actually doing. Nothing to do with it. They just place you in a job because you want a job, and I guess while you're on the job they teach you they train you. I was an accountant for a particular firm in Dominica. I was an accountant. I was the only non-accountant major in that firm. When I did the interview, I was the first one who did the interview with them for me to get the job. I was the first non-accountant major in that place, and I was the one who got the job because apparently I have my number. I know my numbers. You see me? I great with numbers, man. Apparently the others they suck, but it's accountant that is a major. But I was the one who got the job right there. Not on the merit of the degree, but on the merit of knowing the numbers, guys. Knowing how to do, because I was asking a number of questions and I was putting it forward to them, and what have you. But it's just very interesting. You're talking about degrees and you don't know how people. Melissa have a computer science degree now. Melissa have a computer science degree. No. What Melissa? What Melissa using a computer science degree for? To build house? They put Melissa in charge of housing. Me. The person that's supposed to be in charge of housing should be not the engineer. Not the engineer that's supposed to be in charge of housing. Apparently that is not the case. We have Melissa in charge of housing. That's trouble is that for me. Hey, and it's interesting to find out that they remove the healthcare minister and put him in finance and put the engineer into healthcare. Just continue. The point is, brothers and sisters, you might have degrees, but can you use them in Dominica? It seems like the people that go overseas, they get the degrees, so if they cannot get a job in the United States, they come back to Dominica, they might end up working NEP. True story that actually happened. They might end up working NEP, and then when they probably get some enough monies for them to buy a ticket to leave, then they go into another Caribbean island, and then they're using their degrees over there.
But Matt, I'm gonna ask you a simple question.
Talking about numbers.
Matt, if I have a commitment of $50 every month, right, Matt? Mm-hmm. And I sell mangoes at $1, I would need to sell how many mangoes to get that $50 to go home?
$49.
Hold on, easy though. Guys, Matt is a journalist, not necessarily he's good in math. But I mean, come on, you need a commitment of $50. But you can wait in. He probably thought that he said that he has $1. And he has $1 already, but he has a commitment of 50, and therefore how much would he need to sell? Most likely that would need to be 49. You need to sell 49 for him to make the commitment of 50 because he already has $1. So I'm thinking that's probably what Matt was thinking right there. But still, he still didn't even answer the question because they say how much he needed to have the commitment. That means you'll have to sell one by one, double it or whatever, blah, blah, for you to be able to get that amount. So he said 49. I'm sure he thought that, he has the $1 and things. So it's interesting right there. Let's listen to it again.
But Matt, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Matt, if I have a commitment of $50 every month, right, Matt? Mm-hmm. And I sell mangoes at $1, I would need to sell how many mangoes to get that $50 to go home?
See, how many mangoes you would have to see. You need to sell 50 mangoes. But my commitment for the 50 would not be me selling 50 mangoes. No, I'll have to sell 75 mangoes. Because when I sell 75 mangoes and I have $50 there, then that just means what? That means what, brothers and sisters? That means I only have $50. I have my bills and all these kind of things that to pay. I have a commitment of $50. My commitment is $50. But based on, it's interesting that thought came to mind. The thought just came to mind. Based on what Postman Paul Rep was saying about bright and creamy. Business is opening for longer hours and this kind of things there. But if businesses have the commitment of 50, They should ask her that question. They should have asked her that question right there. A business have a commitment of $50 to make every day, and it doesn't meet the criteria between 8 to 4 and has to open longer from 8 to 8 or 8 to 10 to try to make its commitment of $50. But not understanding, brothers and sisters, there's hidden expenses as a result of that, because you then have electricity to spend from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. trying to get that $50 commitment. You see how it is, brothers and sisters? So you stand open longer but more expense on you, just to try to meet the commitment, and Finella thinking that is a good thing, boy.
$49.
That's so easy, though.
No. Let's go on, man.
I'm still laughing.
Hey, Matt said that with confidence, you know.
That must be toasty that day.
Hey, Matt said that with confidence, you know.
I just imagine Tosi laughing that.
Matt said that with confidence, you know. Oi.
But I'm sure Matt thought that he had it all already, and he needs a commitment, 50, so therefore he needs to sell 49 or need to make $49. I'm sure that's what he thought. So don't put more stress on. Maybe Matt didn't hear the thing properly. This is why it's important, guys. When persons make statements and stuff, you cannot ask questions. As a journalist, you say, what did you say? Or clarify in that regard. I don't mean everybody does this all the time, but journalists tend to ask questions in that regard. If you didn't hear, you can say, repeat that for me, please. And say something of that sort. I just thought I'd say that right there. Anyways, I saw this thing happening, brothers and sisters. This was sent to me a number of times. Mystelics, what's going on there? I have no clue, brothers and sisters. So I'm posting it up for you guys as well to let me know what's going on, if you guys know what's going on. But it seems like the Coast Guard is chasing down a boat.
Yeah.
And the boat appeared to be winning until the Coast Guard came around and just put the boosters on and was roaming. I thought the Coast Guard was going to be jamming the boat. I don't know, I thought the Coast Guard was going to jam the boat. Coast Guard chasing down the boat, guys.
Yeah.
There were set up people on the boat. They're probably trying to reach the shore. The Coast Guard probably tell them, hey, we can take you out if we want to. That's the only clipping I have, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but maybe that is a movie. I don't know. Because it's only movies, we don't see these things right there. I just thought it rather interesting, guys, to see this. But you guys can let me know what exactly is going on in that regard right there. But what are your thoughts on the whole video, guys? What are your thoughts? And let me know your thoughts in the comment box below right there. And it's your Mystelics again. Enjoy your Friday, brothers and sisters. Give this video a thumbs up before you go and enjoy your Friday. Click the like button and of course subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations when they tend to come through. Tune in on Sunday, brothers and sisters, at 6:30 p.m. for you to get that long anticipated podcast with none other than Mr. Jerome Romain, the former Olympian of Dominica, right there in the very field that Fiala Ford won gold medal in. So definitely tune into that vibrations right there. It's about Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. I say that really fast. Be real, brothers and sisters. Salute the king. Be positive.